Okay, a few final things here. Now what I did at the base of this post is I took a piece of a 2x4 and I tamped the concrete down. It's in the drying stage, so it's still pliable, but it is dry. Not, I shouldn't say drying, I should say curing. Now what I did is I made a little channel on each side that slopes down away from the post, so any water won't gather at the base. It'll run away from the post. Now this isn't actually necessary. I mean, if you have a slope away from the post, that should be fine, but I just wanted to go the extra mile here and make sure. And plus the fact that I used the copper coat on the post, probably don't need to worry about it quite as much, but at the same time, that's what I did. I just used this 2x4 to sculpt it. Now the surface of this concrete doesn't need to be screeded or floated using a float to make it perfectly smooth and then apply a finish to it, because this is just going to be covered by maybe a little bit of gravel, maybe a little bit of dirt. So I am going to come back with the copper coat and paint on the copper coat about another maybe 3 or 4 inches up, just so that there's no dirt or soil or any debris resting against the wood that would hold moisture there and allow it to rot. Again, not that it's a big concern because it is pressure treated ground contact, but at the same time it can't hurt to spread a little bit more. That stuff is $20 a can, and a can will do quite a bit. So that's what we've got there. We'll let that cure overnight, probably cure a couple days before we attach the joist. There's the channel I did going away and sloping down and away from the post on all 4 sides. And you're not going to see any of that. Like I said, this is going to be covered up. And then over to the massive 12-foot long 6x6s. I ended up copper coating these as well. We did the bottom 4 feet 6 inches. So 4 feet would be right about there, an extra 6 inches, because these are going to be at least 4 feet underground in concrete. So we went copper coated 4 foot 6 inches up. Those are going to be the top ends of these posts. I did 2 coats on the bottom here, 2 coats, because it really wicks it up. It absorbs it quite a bit there, and it won't necessarily prevent moisture from wicking into the wood, but it will prevent rot, mold, etc. So, one final thing, here it is. This is the Woodlife copper coat. This is from Rust-Oleum, and it's copper naphthenate. I may have accidentally called it copper naphthalene, but it's copper naphthenate. We got a kid over there being obnoxious. So this stuff is fantastic. Now it says non-pressure treated wood, but you can use it on pressure treated wood. You can use it, especially if you take a cut on pressure treated wood. You need to reseal that surface, whether you use this product or another product, but any cuts you take on pressure treated wood, you need to recoat that. You should sand it down so it's not a rough cut, sand it smooth, and then apply some sort of coating. This stuff was $20 on Amazon. Fantastic stuff. Above or below ground, you can see everything that it does. Protects against decay, resist mold, mildew, anti-wicking. So it does actually control moisture, but it's not like a tar coating. It's a blue liquid, very runny like water, and you just brush it on using either a brush, or we've got this like spongy thing here. So it turned out really well, and it's gonna add at least another 10 years to the life of this thing. I'm guessing it'll last anywhere from 30 to 50 years if it's properly maintained occasionally and repaired, but I don't think it's going to rot away or anything like that for a long, long time. All right. It is just beautiful back here. It's hard not to just stop and look, and just everything is just gorgeous. Cattails back there, yellow water irises all over the edge. We transplanted these from my sister's house and my friend Shara. Thank you. So there it is.